It's the kind of headline that feels almost cinematic. Politics, celebrity, and the justice system all colliding in one high-stakes moment. President Donald J. Trump is now seriously considering one of the most controversial pardons of his presidency. A potential full pardon for music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, just months before his federal sentencing. And the timing couldn't be more explosive, where the paths of President Donald J. Trump and music icon Sean Diddy Combs collide in a way no one saw coming. But this isn't just about a famous rapper and a president. This is a moment that's forcing America to confront how presidential pardon powers work, who they benefit, and what it means when they're applied to cases that capture public attention. According to White House insiders, the idea of pardoning Combs has shifted from passing conversation to what one source called an actionable event. While no formal petition for clemency has been confirmed, Trump's interest in the case is undeniable. Back in May, while Combs' trial was still underway, Trump said publicly, "I would certainly look at the facts if I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me." Since then, influential voices from both the music industry and political circles have quietly urged him to step in before sentencing. Combs, 55, remains in federal custody in Brooklyn. Though he was acquitted of the most serious charges, sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy, he was convicted on 2 counts of transportation for the purpose of prostitution under the Mann Act. His sentencing is set for October 3rd before Judge Arun Subramanian. His legal team is pursuing every avenue, including a formal motion to vacate the conviction or secure a new trial, arguing the law was misapplied and the evidence insufficient. They claim the activities described in court were consensual and should not fall under the statute. The Mann Act, passed in 1910, was originally intended to combat human trafficking, but has been criticized for broad applications that sometimes ensnare consensual relationships. Over the decades, its enforcement has become more nuanced, but the Combs case has revived debate about whether the law is being stretched too far. His attorneys argue that Combs' lack of commercial intent, combined with consensual arrangements, puts the case outside the law's scope. They also contend that some of the most inflammatory testimony, especially regarding alleged freak-offs involving his long-term girlfriend and male escorts, would have been excluded had the Mann Act charges been tried on their own. The controversy over a possible pardon also brings the broader issue of presidential clemency into focus. The power to grant pardons, enshrined in Article 2 of the U.S. Constitution, has been used in ways that range from unifying the nation to fueling political outrage. Presidents have pardoned figures from every corner of American life. Politicians like Richard Nixon, whose pardon by Gerald Ford aimed to heal national wounds, to celebrities like boxer Jack Johnson, pardoned posthumously for racially motivated convictions. Trump himself has already pardoned high-profile individuals, including political allies, business figures, and military personnel. But pardons for individuals as prominent as Combs, particularly so close to sentencing, are rare and often spark debate about fairness. Legal scholars caution that while the president's power is absolute, public perception matters. This isn't just about whether Trump can do it, one constitutional law professor explained. It's about whether the pardon process should be perceived as equitable or as something reserved for the well-connected. Historically, presidential pardons have drawn scrutiny when they involve political allies or high-profile figures. Trump's own use of clemency power has been no exception. During his first term, he issued controversial pardons to political allies like Michael Flynn, Roger Stone, and Paul Manafort, all of whom were convicted as part of the Mueller investigation. He also granted clemency to allies in the political sphere, such as former Arizona Sheriff Joe Arpaio and Republican fundraiser Elliot Broidy. In the entertainment world, Trump pardoned rapper Lil Wayne and commuted the sentence of Kodak Black. These decisions, while legally valid, often sparked heated debate about whether political loyalty, celebrity status, or public influence factored into the choices more than traditional justice considerations. The potential pardon for Sean Diddy Combs would fit into this pattern of high-profile, headline-grabbing clemency actions, but its timing, coming just before sentencing, would make it one of the most controversial moves of Trump's second term. The potential pardon for Combs comes at a politically sensitive moment. Trump is facing growing unrest among his base over the DOJ's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein case, especially the refusal to release additional files. The tension has escalated with Trump's $10 billion defamation lawsuit against Rupert Murdoch and the Wall Street Journal over an article touching on Epstein. Adding to the intrigue, Assistant U.S. Attorney Maureen Comey, who led the Combs prosecution and previously worked on the Epstein case, was removed from her role, sparking further speculation. If Trump issues a pardon, it would effectively erase Combs' conviction before sentencing. While legal, such a move would be among the most high-profile pardons in modern history, and could either reinforce Trump's image as a champion for those he believes are unfairly treated, or feed criticism that celebrity and influence outweigh justice. Meanwhile, the courts will continue to weigh Combs' legal motions. Judge Subramanian has directed both sides to submit sentencing proposals by July 30th. If neither a pardon nor a new trial is granted, Combs will face sentencing in October. This story unfolds amid national debates about justice and trust in our institutions. The Combs case is linked to broader controversies, including the fallout from the Epstein investigation and skepticism about the Department of Justice. The lead prosecutor's removal after the verdict only fueled speculation. For some, a pardon would be a stand against a politicized system. For others, it's another example of celebrity privilege. Trump's own legal battles add another layer, making every move highly charged. Ultimately, this is about more than two men. It's about whether Americans believe justice is truly blind. The decision will spark a national conversation about power, fairness, and the future of our legal system. The nation holds its breath. As the year unfolds, the conclusion is still waiting to be written. Combs' legal team fights for a new trial, while sentencing looms in October. The White House could announce a pardon at any moment, tomorrow, next week, or at the last minute. For Combs and his family, hope and fear intertwine. For the nation, this is more than a headline. It's a lesson in law, power, and the meaning of justice. This moment challenges us to think deeply about our values and the kind of society we want. No matter the outcome, this story will shape our national conversation. Watch closely, stay informed, and reflect on what this means for us all. The story of Trump and Combs is a mirror of our times. We are all witnesses to history in the making. We'll be tracking every motion, every White House signal, and every shift in the courtroom. If you want to stay ahead of the headlines, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next major twist in this extraordinary legal showdown. Thank you for watching. Catch you in the next one.